Journal entry, 15th of the month of November, in the year of our Lord, 1173. Grave tidings have arrived at my court. The Craven King, or someone at his court, must have realized our plans, after my legend has elevated me as the rightful ruler in the eyes of the people of France, and declarations across the land have occurred. France has mobilized, and they have taken Brittany. One of his knights, Jourdain de Valpergue, is said to have changed recently, and those around him no longer recognize him. Me and Valence have studied the old books in the library of Castle Toulouse, including my father's reports of the evil they fought in the forests of Albi. There is mention of hooded figures, altars in remote clearings, Latin chants, and noxious fumes. In a forgotten corner, Aldebert found a book, heavyset in leather, and written in dense Latin. Archbishop Bernhard has confirmed that it is a grimoire, detailing demonic entities and their influence and possession of humans. It must have been brought forth by my father from the Crusade, and I know he loved books. May it be that he discovered it in a castle in Jerusalem, collecting dust. Alas, we begin to connect the threads. The horned creature appearing in my dreams. Was it a dream? The decay of House Otakaren I have witnessed myself. The depravity of Pope Clemens. And now, mysteriously, the Craven King Benoit and his fool of a son, after years of peace, suddenly decide that the time has come to reforge the empire? No, these cannot be coincidences. I have instructed my spy master, Peronella, to find any news from the court of the Craven King of France, and to see if there is anything we can learn from this. However, the threat of France is clear and present, and we may need some allies. Now, one logical one would be Aragon, given that the king there is a, I would say, he's a man of merit. Yeah, that probably sums it up relatively well. Unfortunately, his children, not necessarily so much. It seems that they have a penchant for, especially the females, have a penchant for violence and revel in it. So I am not too certain about the future, especially that his primary heir as well may not be able to keep everything under control as it is, and he is a bit lazy when it comes to things. So that would be one option. The other option, obviously not the Holy Roman Empire, because we already know that House Otakaren, with the Kaiser being a known adulterer and infected with the pox, is of very questionable repute at this point. But the Kingdom of Italy under King Jasbec the Just of Italy may be actually a valuable ally. He's just and compassionate, somewhat arrogant, as he tends to be, but he would be a valuable ally to deal with France, especially that France has incursions into their realm already in their need for expansion. So we may see if we can possibly forge an alliance with the Kingdom of Italy. But first, we have to hold a feast in Toulouse. We're still waiting for 2 guests, just to celebrate the Queen and her excellent stewardship of the kingdom while I was outside the realm and the Holy Roman Empire. In the end, all our efforts are coming together, and the web of intrigue is closing. There is something wrong going on in the Kingdom of France, and we must improve our we must improve our numbers and our military strength in order to counter whatever it is that's going on there. So unfortunately, for the sake of the alliance and the survival of the kingdom, we have to resort to the old practice of betrothal, and Prince Thierry of Toulouse shall be betrothed to Princess Laura of Italy. And with that, we shall forge an alliance with King Jasbec the Just of Italy, between our 2 houses, We need allies to stand against this darkness that is encroaching on our lands here and that threatens to bring much evil to the country. But back to the feast. My sister's drunkenness has gotten worse, and it has begun affecting her capabilities as spy master. So we have replaced her with Mayor Sentol, who is an evil man, and he's a known marauder, but at the same time he is absolutely excellent at what he does. So we have dispatched him in her stead to find secrets in the king's court and to see what's going on there. And with that, we have formed an alliance with King Jasbek the Just of Italy. It is time for the people who stand for truth and justice to join forces against the evil across the lands. That probably means, does he need assistance against the Lord of Nuremberg? Probably not, he seems to be doing all right, but Italy actually holds, fascinatingly enough, the barony of Kaffenburg. I have no idea how that came to pass, but yeah, we might actually be in trouble with the Holy Roman Empire as well. And together they have about twice the troops that we have, so combined. So we definitely need to improve the numbers in our military soon. So I'm just going to go through the feast and then we'll begin with these things. The guests are gathered in the great hall, lords and ladies from the near and far reaches of the realm. I must admit that not being able to bring weapons detracts from the appeal of a celebration. The mood is bright and spirits are high as the feast begins. And the feast is dwindling down, and I find myself deep in conversation with my dull royal architect, Scholastica. She inquires about my opinion on investment opportunities, a subject she is deeply interested in herself. I can understand that. Absolutely. I am very much looking currently into improvements to the domain, but however we will after the next perk point change that back to Marshall. But for now, yes, absolutely, it fascinates me as well, which means we made a friend after all. Is there anything more jovial than a good feast? Guests throng to and fro, eating and chatting while flickering torchlight plays off every wall, light bouncing like laughter around the hall. We are a motley band, it's true, but here now I feel like this party could take on the world and win. We might actually have to. Sometimes it's nice to simply sit back and enjoy the little things in life. So we could lose some stress. Or how much stress do we have? 52. So we could get a lot of opinion improvements with the guests around, and I think that's probably important because we are going into hard times. So good folk to mingle with here, definitely. And eating was well underway and drinking a little too far when Bozena decided it was time for some horse riding. In the feast hall, my stables were locked up tight, but with guidance from Constance, Bozena soon led a group of eager riders inside. With absolutely no control over my animals, there were swearing, laughter, and broken bones as men and women fell from horses, ambling around the hall. Other creatures in the stables did not get away much easier, and one goat nearly caved in under the weight of Giorgio. Oh, good grief. We gained lively feast for 10 years. Yeah, that's... save those peoples from themselves, definitely. My goodness. That puts a new term on horsing around. The wine is gone. Why is the wine gone? Especially that Queen Valence does like a good wine, a bit too much actually. So, oh my goodness, 295 coin. That is excessively expensive. But I was doing this to lose stress, not to gain stress. But it would help us with building up the war chest, which is an urgent responsibility that we have. So maybe, just maybe, we shouldn't drop a third of the royal treasury on buying more wine. Fort Thirst, give me extra prestige. Yeah, No, we'll do it this way. Let's see. My guests are all in good moods. This feast has brought us closer, and we will be able to look back and chuckle at the escapades of Bozhena and her drunken band of merrymakers for years to come. And we lose some stress again, so it works all out relatively well. Meanwhile, word has been brought by my new spy master that the mayor of Mont has a secret affair with a commoner. Okay, so it's good to know. We might be able to do something with that. We'll see how that goes. But meanwhile, I did everything I could, ensuring that Laura and Sophia would be as far from each other as possible. It was not enough, and now they have come to blows in the midst of my feast. One of my guards is close to the brawl and looks to me for orders to intervene. Who are they? Okay, I am losing track a little bit at times. So we've got Philippe and Laura at my court, not entirely without any roles. They have one child, and we've got Sophia, who is the wife of Hubert von Liebschau. Okay, and she is so she's the wife of one of my former brother-in-law after my sister died. So it's the new wife he has taken. Okay. We can take sides here, but I think we'll talk about this later. Yeah, we'll just bring an end to not getting them to squabble with each other. And the feast is starting to draw to a close, and my visitors are surely expecting me to lavish a little attention on Queen Valence, our esteemed guest of honor. Traditionally, a complimentary toast and a deep drink of wine does the trick. Then again, all Valence did was turn up. Well, not quite. That's a bit rude of you now, is it? The feast was my idea. I paid for everything and I hosted everyone. No. We're doing this. We are doing this with a toast to Queen Valence, and she gains high esteemed and absolutely deservedly so. Meanwhile, I think the Find Secret task was finished. Is he still on this? Yes, he is still, so that's still happening. Okay. Few candles survive after the last of the guests has left. I can hear a pair of servants letting out sighs of relief after the doors close. The food is still warm on the ceramic plates. Soon, word will reach every corner of the realm, and every noble worth their salt will know that my magnificence is unparalleled, and that of my queen. With all my guests leaving my castle with the entire contents of my vast pantry in their bellies, I am proud to say that the feast was a success. Nevertheless, I am still grateful that the endeavor is over for now. And with that, it's all done. So we've gained some opinion, we've gained some legitimacy, and we've lost some stress, which is good. And we get a great banquet for 5 years, which improves development growth, which is all very good and well indeed. So we shall finish the feast, and I hope that we're going to have a quick look and we see if the queen. So she's astonished the guests with her stewardship. What else has happened to the queen? She's improved her diplomacy. I wonder if she lost some stress in the whole thing. I do hope so. So we'll finish the feast. And now I believe it is time, unless we have anything else to do. Yeah, I know. The problem is that the Craven King of France has about more than twice the army of us. So we do need to improve these things here somewhat. Specifically, if we're up against France now, they have a vast number of horsemen. So we're talking about 1,600 horsemen. They're a bit short on pikemen, but we do need, I think the first order of business, just for safety, would be to increase the number of pikemen that we have. We don't have any specialized pikemen, do we? No. We've got the retinue vanguard and the retinue lances, which are hideously expensive. But they are very good at what they're doing. Retinue vanguard, 7765 compared to the... actually, they're not that much better than the Huskarls. I'm actually probably going to stick with the Huskarls. The retinue lancers, however, are significantly better than the... they've got about twice the toughness and 60 pursuit. Pursuit is something we're actually lacking, because if we're routing the enemy, we are not really doing much in bringing them to... we're not doing much in bringing them to... bringing them down on the retreat. So traditionally light horse is what you'd use for that, but the retinue lancers would be doing an exceptional job of that. However, these are just crazy expensive. So for now, we'll just increase the number of our pikes here. So that is relatively cheap, and we can get these up to size 8. I don't want to overdo it just yet, because we are, obviously that is going to cost, first of all, to build up the forces, and then it's going to cost on maintenance. However, we do have to prepare against a potential attack by the French. Now, there are a few other ways that we could improve things. So, for example, we could upgrade some of the buildings that are boosting the men-at-arms that are stationed. So right now we've got the pikemen, for example. We've got them stationed in Cevennes, and Cevennes has the levy grounds, which gives a 30% bonus to the damage. So these pikemen are getting plus 57% damage from the station holding. So that makes them significantly more powerful. We could improve that, but the cost is rather high, and we can't it because it's the wrong. This is not Toulousian culture. We could do something similar in Toulouse itself to improve the heavy cavalry damage. We could do about 10% more damage, which is good, but it would also cost 225 coins. We might do that, however. This would just be generally 5% more men-at-arms damage, but we could get the stables upgraded. Let's do that. What else do we have? We've got the Huscarls, which are very powerful. So these could, they're currently stationed in Beaumont-sur-Lez, so there we actually have some things. We already got the bellows for the, which is generally for the men-at-arms, and that I don't want to trade out the buildings because they're quite useful, but I wonder if there would be something that'd be more beneficial. I think it's all right. It's 50% from the station holding, so that's pretty good already, and it all stacks. We definitely need more knights because we have we could do with a few more capable knights here. So that's another thing to take a look at. What a marvelous feast that was. Oh yeah, we did promise to make the feast. With the promised feast too, the mayor still fresh in the memories of those who attended that day. He really is a sneaky snake, isn't he? The attendees to my feast are ecstatically singing my praises. I felt drunk on happiness as people cheered and worshipped at my feet. An additional benefit of keeping my promise to Saint-Ol is that all of those who attended are speaking highly of my court. So we got 10 court grandeur out of that, and we're now at grandeur level 6, which is where did we see the here? This court grandeur. That is going to decay back to level 5 eventually, but for now this is this has yeah, well, it just makes everybody happy, I believe, and a few possibilities to deal with certain administrative things. But we are looking at the threat that comes out of France. Looks like Italy has completed its defense, and does not need my assistance at this point. So that is good, and we will look forward to. Well, when it comes to blows against the French, first we need to know what's actually going on in the court, and that's why my spy master is at the French court, to find out what happens and what evil lurks in the halls of power. So we actually have some additional knights in our service now, because the court grandeur is above expected level, but that's not going to stay, so this is probably going to go down again. That said, we are in desperate need of some qualified knights, really. And given that there are no unmarried females, I believe, let's have a quick look. So we want adults who are unmarried and of the female persuasion. Yeah, there's not many. We'll have to invite some knights, send the heralds, and we will see if we can find some knights that we can invite to our court. So right now, if we look at the minimum prowess, it needs to be better than 10. So 10 is sort of the base. I would love to have some more of Hugberd's caliber, but we shall see how that goes. So we'll invite some knights to the court, and I am also planning to go down once we're back on Marshall, to go down the Never Back Down and Household Guard. This is going to give us 4 extra knights. And then we've got the Man's Home and Enduring Hardships, which gives us another fort level. And eventually goes us to Prepared Conscription, which is really going to help with the expenses. Word has been brought to me that one of our house, he is the great-grandson of Antoine. So we've got Duke Bernard, we've got Count Antoine, Antoine the Brave, who then had a son, Archambault, who had a son, Albert de Villeron, who is apparently wandering with his family. And his son, Antoine, is a witch. He has been caught by the locals performing odd rituals without his clothes in the night around a bonfire. This tells me yet another thread in the tapestry, Terry, in the tapestry that we are looking at across the lands. Witchcraft, odd rituals, and demons, fallen angels, are not able to interact directly with people, but they are here to tempt, to deceive, and to bring souls over for the devil.